Click here to subscribe our channel. Do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates of free videos.
This is orientation and first class of economics optional. Before starting this orientation and the first class, I hope you all are well and safe during this pandemic. The second wave has impacted us all directly or indirectly. Every household has been affected, and I can say that life has changed forever for many of us. Although now cases are gradually declining in Delhi as well as nationally, so we may have a breather of, let us say, 4 to 5 months before that third wave may hit, as the vaccination program is still very sluggish. But still we can say that in the near future there is no possibility of any offline class at center. So in 2021 also, just like in 2020, we will have only online platform. So you have only one platform, that is online class. So we'll try to address all your concern through online. And last year the batch started from 25th of May. This year it is starting from 28th of May. So around 5 to 6 months it will take. So by year end you can expect that this course will be over. Now before starting the course, I will be discussing certain issues related to your syllabus. First part, what will be the source of study, what will be the pattern of class, what will be the pattern of your study, what will be the pattern of test, how you will make your daily answer writing practice, from which source you will be referring, and from where you will be getting that model answer, the ideal answer. So I will be discussing various aspects during this. So initial, let us say around 30 minutes or 40 minutes I will be taking for that orientation, and then I will start with the first lecture. So you can start with the syllabus part first. So you can note it down, all aspect. Economics optional for civil service. This as you know, it will have a two paper. Paper 1 is mainly core aspect of economics like micro, macro, money, banking and finance, international economics, growth and development. And paper 2 is all about Indian economy, pre-independence Indian economy, then post-independence, further divided into two parts: pre-reform, that is pre-91, and since 1991. The syllabus you are familiar with. I will be showing just you can get it on your portal or UPSC के site पे भी available है. So in paper 1, first part is advanced microeconomics. That advanced microeconomics will have 4 subparts: Marshallian and Wallacean approach to price determination, alternative distribution theories, market structure, monopolistic competition, duopoly, oligopoly, and fourth part is welfare economics. So these 4 parts are written, but there are some unwritten part. Unwritten part will include consumer behavior, some aspect of consumer behavior, production, cost. So those are, you can say, the unwritten part. Syllabus is not mentioning, but we will be covering all those aspects. So if you want to write, just do one thing. Micro, first topic is, as in paper 1, first topic is advanced micro, and in advanced micro there will be further 4 subtopic. For all those subtopic there will be different sources. You don't have to buy those sources. I will be listing those sources, and it is also there in the test series schedule. So in every test series schedule, at the end of the topic, source is mentioned. Just for example, market structure you have to read from Kutsanis, Modern Microeconomics, Kutsanis, chapter number 5 to chapter number 10 or 11, and chapter number 13 for Bain's limit price. So 5 to 6 chapter for market structure topic. Remember, you can read market structure topic from different book also. There are Nicholson, Snyder, Varian, and so on. So there are different book, but the book that will be very close to your requirement. Requirement means UPSC के जो need है. So close to that requirement will be the questionnaires, but we have to supplement from other sources as well, but the primary source will be the questionnaires for market structure part. Similarly, for welfare criteria, again you can refer to questionnaires and you can supplement it with HL Ahuja also. For distribution aspect also, so there are different sources, so all those sources has been compiled, and xerox of those sources you will be getting in the form of your study material. So you will be receiving your study material through courier, and it can be also sent to you through mail as well. That means you will have soft copy as well as the hard copy. Then in advanced micro there will be 4 different aspects. Second part, remember, once you are reading any particular topic like advanced micro, you have to be familiar with what will be the weightage of that topic in that paper 1. Weightage of not only in micro but within that micro also, because only then you can put more emphasis on one aspect. Like for example, if you know that from market structure topic there will be many questions, then you have to give more time to the market structure. If there is only one off question from Marshallian and Wallichian approach, no need to give much time to that topic. Now how you will judge from which topic or which on which topic you have to give more time? You have to refer to the topic wise question, and that topic wise question is a list. Topic wise question has been uploaded there. So on portal you will be getting this type of topic wise question. So in advanced micro, one topic is, third topic is market structure. So from market structure topic, how many question has been asked so far? All question has been separately and it has been uploaded there. So you can judge. Just for example, in 2020 there were 3 questions, but if you look closely, all 3 questions were from oligopoly. Although market structure will include monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic, perfect competition, all, but last year all 3 questions were from oligopoly. But in 2019 you will find 1 question, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There were 5 questions from market structure topic in micro, but the composition of that 5 question was 1 question from perfect competition was there, other question was from monopoly, third question was from oligopoly, fourth question was from monopolistic. So well represented, all aspects from market structure were asked. But in 2020 only oligopoly topic has been tested. So once you see the question in detail every year, you can see the pattern, and you can, in that way you can to some extent anticipate what is going to come. So it will be giving you some idea how the level of question, difficulty of question has changed, the nature of question has changed. So study that question very carefully. I will be discussing in every class, I will be referring to these questions. So once we will start oligopoly, I will be discussing this question. Once I will start with perfect competition, all question from perfect competition so far asked will be taken. So we will be referring to all those questions from perfect competition. So like market structure, you will have topic wise question for welfare economics, for distribution theories, for macro, for international economics, for growth and development and so on. Clear? So once I will start with the micro part, then I will explain it in detail. So one aspect is micro, then second part is advanced macro. Now in advanced macro syllabus, it is written approaches to employment, income, interstate determination, classical and Keynesian, neoclassical synthesis, theories of interstate determination, so on. So broadly you can say that macroeconomics is divided into 2 parts, the classical approach, that is traditional approach, and Keynesian approach. So macro you can divide it broadly into 2 parts. Classical, for classical economics best source will be Richard Freund. So Richard Freund chapter number 3 and 4, if you read only those 2 chapters, I think all question asked from classical concept can be answered, and UPSC actually require that you are referring to that core book. So chapter number 3 and 4 of Freund. Then for Keynesian aspect, which is popularly referred as a ISLM model. Better source will be Dornbush and Fisher. ठीक है, वो लिस्ट जो टेस्ट का शेड्यूल है, इन दैट शेड्यूल यू विल बी गेटिंग ऑल दोज टॉपिक एंड चैप्टर नेम एज वेल, एंड ऑल दोज चैप्टर्स हैज़ बिन जीरोक्स, और वो स्टडी मटेरियल के फॉर्म में भी आपके पास है. So just I am explaining that classical model you have to read from Freund, Keynesian model you can read it from Dornbush and Fisher, and as far as neoclassical and neo-Keynesian is concerned, neoclassical means today's economists, some of them follow classical concept, but they have modified that classical concept. So in that way they are neoclassical or post-classical. Some follow Keynesian aspect, but they have modified Keynesian argument, so they are post-Keynesian or neo-Keynesian. So for that post-Keynesian and neo-Keynesian you can read Freund also, or there is one chapter from Gordon, chapter number 17. ठीक है, that you will find that chapter in your macro study material. After that, but there are certain new topic as well. So that new topic means if you look the paper, last year paper, that is 2020 का जो means है, in that paper there is some new questions from demand for money aspect as well, regressive model, regressive expectation model. वो नया topic you are, it is not that the source is not known, source is there. तो ब्रांसन के बुक से 2-3 चैप्टर हैं, तो वो स्टडी मटेरियल के अंदर इंक्लूडेड नहीं है, बट लास्ट ईयर बिकॉज वो क्वेश्चन है, सो आई विल बी अपलोडिंग दो सेलेक्टेड चैप्टर्स फ्रॉम ब्रांसन on your portal, so you can have access to only 3 chapters. One is the consumption chapter, other is investment chapter, and third is your demand for money. So you'll find that question of demand for money regressive model in your 2020 mains paper. So certain additional topic apart from that study material, certain additional topic will also be there and it will be uploaded. So you don't have to buy the book, the relevant chapter of those books has been identified and has been scanned and uploaded on the site. So they will be, you don't need to search for the source. So as far as source is concerned, we have already done that. You have to just follow that source, you have to follow the class. Then the third topic in paper 1 is money, banking and finance. Money, banking and finance. So you can divide this into 2 parts. Some part of money will be included in macro topic also, like demand for money concept and various theories of demand for money concept, is you can say it is part of macro as well as part of this third topic. So mainly this third topic will be covered for public finance point of view. So for public finance point of view, the source will be, core book will be Musgrave and Musgrave, 2-3 chapter from Musgrave, 1 and 2 chapter from Stiglitz, chapter number 19 and 20 to be precise, and the other source you can refer from H.L. Bhatia. So I said 3, Musgrave and Musgrave, ठीक है, वो अगेन आई रिपीट, वो मेंशनड है वहाँ पे टेस्ट शेड्यूल में. देन पॉल स्टिग्लिट्स 2 चैप्टर एंड H.L. Bhatia थर्ड सोर्स. और फॉर मॉनेटरी इकोनॉमिक्स देयर इज अ S.B. Gupta book as well. So certain important chapter again you will be getting in the form of scan copy, वो अपलोडेड होगा साइट पे. So this is your third topic in paper 1, and fourth topic is international. This international economics topic is divided into 2 parts. You can divide it into 2 parts. One, theories of international trade, so all theories of international trade will be there, and second aspect is a balance of payment and foreign exchange market. Balance of payment and foreign exchange market I am dividing into 2 parts because the approach of first part, that is theories, will be micro in nature, and the approach of second part, that is balance of payment, will be macro in nature. So this is macro approach for international and first is micro approach for international. So before reading these theories you should be knowing the concept of micro, and before reading this balance of payment you should be knowing the concept of macro. Okay, that will be the ordering. For theories of international trade, source will be Paul Krugman. You can read it from Salvatore also, but I will suggest go by Paul Krugman for theories, and balance of payment and foreign exchange market, Salvatore. So in the study material you will be getting the important chapter of Krugman. You have to keep, mostly students have Salvatore book, तो वो study material में upload नहीं कर रहे, included नहीं है. So balance of payment and foreign exchange market is Salvatore and theories Paul Krugman. So supplement both. And after reading those topic, again go by the topic wise question, how many question has been asked. You will find that around 5 to 6 question has always been asked from the international economics section. And the last topic in paper 1 will be growth and development. In this growth and development, in fact there are many growth theories, some old one, some recent one. You will find that old one in various books. ठीक है, बैलेंस ग्रोथ स्टडी, अनबैलेंस ग्रोथ स्टडी, सोलो मॉडल, लुइस मॉडल, हैरिस टोडारो मॉडल. So you will find that in various book, but the better book will be for most of the topic. One book will be, you will be referring is ML Jingan, Economics of Development and Planning book है. And the other means one will be Jones for Romer model, and Devraj Ray, Development Economics की book है by Devraj Ray for Harris Todaro model and Lewis model or Lewis Rennes Fay model. So you have to keep ML Jingan, but apart from that rest you will be getting in the form of your study material. तो देवराज ये आपको बाय नहीं करना है, जोन्स आपको बाय नहीं करनी है. जो इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर है लाइक 2020 का भी क्वेश्चन है ऑन रोमर मॉडल, रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट एस्पेक्ट इन द ग्रोथ मॉडल. So those new models, you can say the exogenous growth model, जो recent theories है, for that purpose you require separate source. Those are not included in the conventional book. So conventional growth model you will be getting in that ML Jingan book. So 5 topics, subtopic you can say within paper 1. So, and always remember when you see the syllabus for micro or macro or money and banking or international or for growth and development. So the growth and development is basically, the syllabus will not be listing you what are the different growth model you have to study. It will simply list theories of growth, ठीक है, process of economic development. So in that sense we say that the syllabus is wide open. So one aspect is that we are seeing in the syllabus what is written, but there is unwritten part as well. So those topics will also come which are not mentioned in the syllabus. So the purpose of class is to cover widely the written part as well as the unwritten part. Obviously that unwritten part you will get to know through by referring to the questions. So the obviously every year the syllabus you can say get pushed. So the boundary will be stretching every year, and whatever be the effort you will make, still 1 or 2 question may be outside that. So that is the nature of the examination. So you have to prepare it widely. So paper 1 consumes a lot of time. I can say more than 2/3 time will be consumed by paper 1, and in the remaining time we can cover paper 2. Difference between paper 1 and paper 2 is that paper 1 actually require that you have read those exact sources, core book, and able to reproduce it in the paper. It will not only require that you understood the concept and now you will be able to express it in your own words. UPSC does not like that. For paper 1, try to use the words as explained in the Froin or as explained in the Kotsanis or as explained in Gordon or any other core book. So like the question like classical dichotomy, so as defined in that book or Mankiw book, you have to use it. Don't explain in your own words. And the pattern of your answer, the look of your answer should not be looking too much mathematical unless the question require mathematical approach. So it is basically analytical and descriptive in nature. Analytical and descriptive. Don't give a mathematical description unless question is not requiring it. And in paper 1, because the nature of the paper 1 is basically more, you can say, objective, fact oriented hoga. If you know the theory, only they you can explain it. So there is a greater risk involved. Risk in the sense, if you know better, you have practiced a lot, you have written one question many times, and then you are writing in the final paper, and you are applying that concept in the examination hall also, then you can score very high also. So you may score 170 or 180 also, but you may end up with only 70 or 80 also. That means a range of, we can say, 100 marks. If you are casual, you may end up, and it is not that the students who are getting 70 or 80 or less than 100 are not knowing the concept. They know the concept well. There are many examples I can give, but in examination hall they followed a different approach. They explain in their own words, maybe. So you have to be more careful in paper 1. You have to be more careful in paper 1 because of that risk. So it is giving you opportunity to score more, but at the same time there is a risk also. So be more careful in paper 1 about the source and about the writing practice. So everything must be written, and exact definition is required. If the question is on custom union, trade creating custom union or trade diverting custom union, you have to define as it has been defined in the Salvatore. Word to word वहाँ लिख देना है, ठीक है. आई थिंक होप यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट. वर्ड टू वर्ड का मतलब है वो वर्ड टू वर्ड मैं भी आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा क्लास के अंदर. एवरीथिंग विल बी डिक्टेटेड, सो एवरीथिंग विल बी इन योर क्लास नोट्स. So you have to read it again and again, and you have to write it again and again. The nature of paper 2 will be quite different. More subjectivity is there. So here, if you know the concept and you have good control over your language expression, then you can score more. But here the variation of marks is less. I can say the mean of 130 plus minus, say maximum 15. So 115 to 145, you are very good. 145 you can score. On an average it is 130. Last year 2019 का रिजल्ट देख लीजिए, जिनके सिलेक्शन हुए हैं, those who are selected, those who are not selected, everyone is getting around 130. Someone 133, 132, 137, 129, 124 and so on. So mostly in that range. So less is the dispersion here, it means you have a lower risk also. So you can push your marks through paper 1. You can push your marks for paper 1, but to maintain balance, you have to score decent in paper 2 as well. So paper 2 syllabus. So these are the various parts of paper 1. I hope it is clear. Sources, you know कौन सा टॉपिक को पढ़ना है, वो टॉपिक वाइज लिस्ट में मेंशन्ड है वो in your test series. And if you want to write for paper 2, paper 2 starts with Indian economy in pre-independence era. So this paper 2 is Indian economy in the pre-independence era. So it is economic history of India. So just see the question first. What are the various questions asked from pre-independence Indian economy? And you will find that in the last 4 or 5 years, around 4 to 5 questions regularly has been asked from pre-independence era. So you can't take it lightly. So one aspect in paper 1 is a Indian economy in pre-independence era. For this pre-independence era, there are various books. Popularly Tirthankar Roy, Irfan Habib, उन सब के book भी पढ़ रहे हैं. But I will say SSM Desai, Economic History of India. You will find a scanned copy of this book in your portal. It is not included in that study material, but it is uploaded there. In the study material, you will be getting certain chapters of Tirthankar Roy, Irfan Habib and other sources. This is an easy book, I will say. Short book hai, usually you can go through, but always prepare notes. See the question, what are the various questions been asked from pre-independence area, like commercialization of agriculture या deindustrialization है या railways contribution है या modernization है, land reform है. So those, prepare those lists. The topic wise question will help you to prepare that list. What are the various dimensions of this topic? and then for each topic prepare a detailed notes. Then second part is Indian economy after independence. And Indian economy after independence has been divided into two parts. One is pre-liberalization and other is post-liberalization. So you can say second part is pre-liberalization and the third part is post-liberalization. But it will be very difficult for a student to divide it in this form. So what I have done, I have divided this paper 2 into 10 different parts. Like one topic will be your pre-independence era. Second topic is like, say for example, agriculture. So when you read agriculture, you have to cover pre-liberalization as well as post-liberalization. So read agriculture in totality. And after independence जो economy पढ़ रहे, read agriculture in totality. What are the various topics been asked from agriculture? Again agriculture के जितने question है topic wise वो separated है. So by looking those question you can identify, okay, agriculture productivity is one aspect, green revolution is another aspect, minimum support price is another, pricing policy is another aspect, doubling farmers income is another aspect. So there are various topics from which question has been asked from the agriculture section. Then industry and services. After that all questions related to public finance, which will include all your tax reform policies including GST. Other aspect will be money and monetary system. So function of RBI, role of RBI, monetary policy, how it will work, what are the limitations for Indian economy. Then external sector, all question related to balance of payment, how the trend of balance of payment has changed since 1991 and before that. Then topic of all growth record. So since 1951 start with since planning till 2020 वो growth का trend clear होना चाहिए कि how in the first 3 plan what was the rate of growth, after that how rate of growth has changed, why 1980 is considered as the U-turn, after 1991 there was a growth momentum, since 1998 again we find that a slowdown, since 2003 to 2009 there was a growth rate increase, 2009-10 onwards again we find slowdown. So entire trend you must be familiar with and what are the reasons for it. So one will be the growth aspect, then planning aspect and the recent topic aspect. So 10 different topics may prepare kar. So you will find it better that when you prepare, divide paper 2 into 10 different aspects, and for each aspect maintain different section in your notebook, and for in different section topic wise question, first of all staple there, paste their topic wise question and write all topic related to agriculture at one place and keep some pages blank, so that if you are when you are reading that everyday newspaper you are incorporating that, because in the paper 2 you will be getting new fact as well. So keep some spare pages as well in that. So 10 different parts for paper 2. The source for pre-independence is clear, but after independence, that is pre-liberalization and post, if you go for a easy book you can refer Mission Puri Indian economy. It will help to prepare answer for majority of question, and it will, the language is easy, points wise given, so it will be helping you to prepare. The other source is Uma Kapila. This is an edited book, so it is mainly containing EPW articles, and those articles are also there in your study material. So Uma Kapila will be other source, Mission Puri, and in addition economic survey, mainly referred to volume 2 for 2020-21 और जो next year आएगा 21-22 के लिए. So these will be the sources. In addition you can refer to your everyday newspaper. ठीक है, जो भी न्यू आर्टिकल आता है you must supplement it. So I think these are the sources. So sources, I don't think there is any confusion related to the source now. Now about your own strategy, how to approach this paper. Since you know the source, I will be referring those sources, I will be dictating everything in the class. Just make a habit of writing one or two answer daily. So daily answer writing practice. Just for example, you will get that example in the first class itself. I will be explaining the concept and I will be showing on which question you can attempt based upon this class. In every class I will be doing it. So make a separate spiral for that daily answer writing practice. Just because you are having all those topic wise question. So suppose you are writing this answer. So just write that question, mention that year, and below that just give two side and around in a 150 to 200 words write answer. Just two side, not more than that. No need to write a very lengthy answer. So just take two side and maintain a separate spiral. Over a period of time, you will find that you have written many questions. So almost previous question you have practiced, and it will be over a period of time. That means with class it will go on. So if I am saying that around 120 lecture will be there, if you make a practice of writing two question every day, so 240 question you have written already, and that will not take much time. Just give 25 to 30 minutes at the maximum. Clear? So one is that daily answer, and in addition to your daily answer, follow the test series schedule. So one test series will go along with the batch, and that will be starting from 30th of May. So that test will be uploaded there on 30th of May, but you can write it later when you are ready. Then you should write. So after seeing, I think first 15 to 20 lecture, you can attempt test number 1. The topic of test number 1 will be mentioned. References are mentioned. You don't have to buy that book, it is there in your study material. I have referred it, it is dictated in the class notes. Topic 2, macro, classical and ISLM. For classical it is chapter 3 and 4 fine, 3, 4, 5 and 7 from Dormush and Fisher. So all topic with references are there in this. So one series will be from prelims, that is before prelims, and one series you can write after prelims. So there will be a combination of two test series. So in fact you are getting 24 tests, because in one series there will be 12 tests. So this batch which is starting from 28th May 21 is expected to end by November or December of this year. So this is one. There is combination of test. One is before prelims, so this will go along with your batch, and the second will start after prelims. It is starting from 17th October and this is from 30th May. You can upload any answer in this first test series till 31st October, and for second test you can upload your answer till your prelims of 2022. So you have enough time. So any student who are aiming for 21 means or for next year means, ठीक है, दोनों के लिए relevant है, class as well as for, because if you are aiming for 21 also, then also your means is expected in the month of January 22. और अगर आप 22 के लिए भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, then your option should be ready by December of 21. So this batch is basically meant for both, and those who are appearing for Indian Economic Service, for this year already there is a batch going on separately, and for next year you can start now. And in addition to that optional classes, around 70 to 80 more lecture will be there for micro numerical part, environmental economics part, for maths, stats, econometrics. So there are various other dimensions. So all the lecture of economics optional is included in that Indian Economic Service, plus around 70 to 80 lecture I said. Clear? So that will be going out as separately. The test series will be separate for optional, that is for civil service, and test series will be separate for Indian Economic Service, because the number of paper is also different, the nature of question is also different. So I think we have explained those part, and now one common question is generally been asked: how much you can score in this economics optional, and whether it is good as an optional. Obviously the objective is to clear, objective is to get selected, and to get selected I will say at least a student should be scoring in optional around 275. 275 is good enough. If you score 300 it is very good, but even if you score 275 plus, I think it is very decent score in optional to get even high rank also. And to score that 275 is not very difficult, although scoring you can search independently. The number of students getting selected with economics optional, that is success rate, is very high as compared to other optional. And I will explain that by explaining this question paper pattern. So in any paper, paper 1 or paper 2, question number 1 will be having 5 parts. Each question will be carrying 10 marks. Question number 2 will be having 3 parts. Usually it is 20 plus 15 plus 15. So 50 marks here. Question number 3 again 3 part. Question number 4 3 part. First 4 question is section A, and this first question is compulsory. So compulsory you have to attempt this 5. Section B will start with question number 5, and this question will have 5 parts. Question number 6, 7 and 8. So section B will include 4 questions, and you have to attempt 5 questions in total. So compulsory is first question and the 5th question, and selecting 1 question at least from each section. So suppose obviously you have attempted first and 5th. Suppose you attempted here question number 3 and here question number 8. 4 question हो गए. Now you are free to choose the 5th question from any section. So you are attempting in fact 5 questions, but remember there are 8 questions. Each question 80 marks. So paper is of 400 marks. You are attempting 250 marks. Clear? Now even if a question is very difficult, I said very difficult, like 22 का पेपर है या 2013 का पेपर है, even if question is very difficult, I will always say that 150 marks question is always doable. 150 out of 400, 400 का question है, 8 question है. I am saying 150 is always doable provided you have practiced it a lot. That means आपको वो आंसर मालूम था, याद है वो, and you are just writing it, reproducing it in the examination hall. Exact definition, exact language, exact sentences. In that 150, if you are writing it very effectively, you can score as high as let us say 100, 60 to 66%, 2/3 around. Remaining 100 marks question, if you just manage means around 35-40, then you score 140. If you make a balance of between paper 1 and paper 2, 140 around, that makes around 280. 280 is a very good score in option. In last year result you will find I think very rarely students cross 300. इवन जो सेकंड रैंक है उसके बाद के रैंक जो टॉप 100 के रैंक है उनके भी 300 के स्कोर नहीं है. ऑल्दो इन 2018 रिजल्ट 4 or 5 स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम लिस्पॉन्ड इटसेल्फ scored more than 300. The score was as high as 335. But in 2019, and it was in general for all optional, so variation of marks is always there. Sometimes you score more, sometimes less. But given that even if paper is difficult, you can score 280 around, and it is very good score to get any rank. But you can score it, and remember I am saying 280 when question is very difficult. If question is easy and predictable, then obviously you can cross 300. But even when paper is very difficult, you can manage it. UPSC में एक्चुअल में ये मैनेजमेंट ज़्यादा वर्क करता है, मतलब यू हैव टू मैनेज सम हाउ, बिकॉज इन एनी पेपर यू विल फाइंड फ्यू क्वेश्चन न्यू, फ्यू अनकवर्ड, फ्यू अनएंटिसिपेटेड, lack of time, lack of preparation. So there are many reasons, but despite all those reasons you can manage, you have to manage their score of around 270 to 300. Okay, so it is doable. And there are many students without having any economics background also choosing it as an optional and doing it quite well. So 50-50 I can say that, from economics background as well as from the non-economics background. So there is no problem related to that optional and related to the score. The sources are identified, difficulty level will always be there in any other option also, and there is no guarantee that if you take any other optional you will be getting selected. So no option is giving that guarantee. So you have to, what is required is that you have you should have a liking towards that subject, you are interested, you are motivated to read it. So I will be giving you all this support in the form of your study material, in the form of model answer, in the form of discussion, in the form of identifying the sources. Clear? So I think I have explained all related to the orientation, and now we can start with the class, lecture 1, so that whatever I have said you can just apply, and I will be referring how what is required from your, and you will also find in your portal this type of lecture plan. ठीक है, previous year batch के lecture plan है, in the sense when first class will be uploaded, lecture 1, the topic will be written there. लेफ्ट साइड आप स्क्रॉल करेंगे अपने वीडियो के लेफ्ट साइड तो ये आपको दिख जाएगा lecture 1 है, what topic was covered in that lecture it will be written. So lecture 1 is micro, lecture 2 is micro, lecture 3 is micro. So first 10 lecture will be micro, and within micro market structure we are doing. So it will be basically in the block of around 8 to 10 lectures. So initially I will start with the market. I'm not covering entire micro at one go, then macro, again return back to micro for welfare, return back to macro. So in a lot of around 8 to 10 lecture it will be uploaded. Clear? International economy, so similarly all micro aspect like theories of international trade will be uploaded once, and macro aspect will be later. But when you are writing in your own notebook, write, maintain a separate spiral for micro, maintain a separate for macro. Within micro you can divide for market structure, welfare, distribution theories, Marshallian variation, paste topic wise question there and then write it, so that everything will be at one place. तो सोर्स क्लियर होगा, आपको एग्जामिनेशन से पहले सर्च नहीं करना है कि हमने कहाँ लिख रखा है, क्वेश्चन कहाँ पे मिल रहा है. ठीक है, एंड लास्ट ईयर का ये है तो ऑब्वियसली मे बी स्लाइट मॉडिफिकेशन, नंबर ऑफ लेक्चर थोड़े इंक्रीज हो सकते हैं, अरेंजमेंट थोड़ा चेंज हो सकता है. सो नाउ we'll be starting with the lecture main content now. So now we will start with the market structure in micro. So can start with a fresh page. Advanced micro. In advanced micro there are 4 subtopics. One is Marshallian and valuation price determination, second is distribution theories, third one is market structure, and fourth one is welfare criteria. So these are the 4 written part. So I will be starting this topic with market structure first. Reason being the weightage for market structure within micro is highest. So we will always find around 4 to 5 question every year. So 4 to 5 question means around 60 marks question, you can say, some in compulsory, some in the main question. Now the source for this market structure will be Kotsanis. I will be preferring to read that book. ठीक है, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए एक्सपेक्टेड है कि आप उसको चैप्टर को अगर रेफर करते हैं इट इज़ बेटर इफ़ यू हैव टाइम, अदरवाइज जस्ट फॉलो द क्लास. रिमेंबर द concept of micro in market in micro is product oriented. That means since it is part of microeconomics, so as you know microeconomics deals with the unit, so it is product specific concept. So we are not referring to a marketplace where variety of goods has been sold. We are referring to market for a certain product. So there it means you can say that it is a market for pen, market for visualizer, market for book, market for TV. So we are referring to one such market. The classification of that market is based upon number of seller. How many seller are there in the market? So if that product has one seller, you can say the market is monopoly. If that market for that product has many sellers producing identical product, then it is perfectly competitive. If there are many sellers producing slightly differentiated product, then it is a monopolistic. If there are not if there are few sellers, that is more than one but not large in number, then the market is oligopoly. Exactly two sellers, the market is duopoly. So when I say the concept of market is product oriented, so if you are referring to the market, then in that market there can be one seller. So if there is only one seller in the market, the nature of that market is monopoly. More than one but not large in number, it will be oligopoly. So if there are few sellers, the market is oligopoly. If there are many sellers in market but all of them are producing same product, then it is perfect competition. Many sellers in the market but all are producing slightly differentiated product, one pen different pen, but I can substitute one pen for the other, then the market is a monopolistic. Primarily we have to refer to these four market: monopoly market, oligopoly market, perfect competition market, and monopolistic market. Now in any market form, two important decision has to be taken by a firm. So when I use the word market, market is basically this: in that market there can be only one firm or there can be many firms. So when I use the word firm, there is one firm, say firm X in this market, and two important decision relates to: one is how much is the quantity, that is output, to be produced, and what will be the price for that output. So if there is a firm producing pen, that firm has to decide one thing: how much number of pen it should produce and at what price it will be sold in the market. How that firm take a decision, we have to explain that. Then the related issues, but this is primary: how a firm in a competitive market take that decision, how that firm in a monopolistic market will take that decision, how a firm in oligopoly market will take that decision. So output and price determination, this is one important part. Now before starting with this perfect competition market, I will start with this perfect competition market today. Before starting with this perfect competition market or any other market, there are certain basic concept, and that basic concept will apply for all markets. So I will be explaining that, assuming that you don't have that economics background. So assuming that you don't have any background, what is the basic requirement to understand this concept? So that basic concept I will be explaining in technical note. So write those technical note, but wherever you write that technical note, remember you are not required to write it in paper. Just for your own understanding you are writing it in your notebook. So first important technical note, first one, remember we have to decide output and we have to decide price. Now we assume that firm will always produce that much output where its own profit get maximized. That means the aim of firm in any market, whether it is monopoly, monopolistic or oligopoly, the objective of firm is to maximize their own profit. But question is how firm will get to know when its profit get maximized. So that profit maximization decision or condition we have to explain in this first technical note. First one, As you know, profit will be difference between revenue and cost. So total revenue and total cost. And what is exactly revenue? Revenue is a price multiplied by quantity. Like suppose if I want to calculate revenue from this class, it is number of students multiplied by the fees. Fees becomes price, quantity means number of students. So it is simply, you can say, the turnover, P into Q, price multiplied by quantity. And cost usually include fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed costs are those which do not depend upon quantity, like rent. Variable costs are those which depend upon quantity, like raw material costs and so on. So profit is difference between revenue and cost. You can denote profit by symbol pi. So profit is TR minus TC. And we have to decide profit maximizing quantity. We want to know how much is the profit maximizing quantity. To maximize profit and to know profit maximizing quantity, mathematically you differentiate that function with respect to quantity and equate it to 0. That is maximizing condition mathematically. But even if you do not have that maths background, just remember that maximizing profit with respect to quantity. So first differentiation must be equal to 0 and second differentiation must be negative. Differentiation को simple form में आप ऐसे समझ सकते हैं. Differentiation is actually change. So when I say differentiation of a total revenue with respect to quantity, you can say it is change in total revenue due to change in quantity, and change in total revenue due to change in quantity in economic language will be marginal revenue. So when you differentiate that total, you get the concept of marginal. So differentiating TR, you will get MR. Differentiating total cost, you will get marginal cost. टोटल रेवेन्यू को अगर डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं तो मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू आएगा, टोटल कॉस्ट को डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे मार्जिनल कॉस्ट आएगा, टोटल प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट आएगा, टोटल यूटिलिटी डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी आ जाएगी. सो डिफरेंशिएशन इज नथिंग बट चेंज, और मार्जिनल का मतलब ये होता है एडिशनल. सो मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू मीन्स additional revenue due to additional quantity. Marginal cost means additional cost due to additional quantity. Marginal product is additional product due to additional labor. Marginal utility, additional utility due to one additional unit consumed. So marginal is means additional, that is change. So this differentiation means marginal revenue, this differentiation means marginal cost. So MR minus MC is equal to 0, which means MR is equal to marginal cost. So this is your first necessary condition for profit maximization, and remember this condition will remain same in all form of market structure. So MR must be equal to MC. One more thing, when you differentiate a value, you geometrically you get slope of that. So total revenue का slope marginal revenue, slope of TC is marginal cost. So when you differentiate total, you get slope of total, that is marginal. So when I differentiate marginal, I will get slope of marginal. So first differentiation must be equal to 0, and second differentiation, second मतलब इस equation के लिए, second differentiation must be negative, but this value can be negative only when this number is negative, and when I differentiate a concept, I get slope of that. So it is slope of marginal cost must be greater than slope of marginal revenue. This is your second and sufficient condition, जिसे simple words में कहते हैं MC cuts MR from below. MC cuts MR from below. So marginal revenue must be equal to marginal cost, and slope of marginal cost must be greater than slope of marginal revenue. तो ये कहीं आपको reproduce नहीं करना, you are not required to reproduce, just remember two things. For profit maximization, following two conditions must be satisfied. First, MR equal to MC. Second, slope of MC must be greater than the slope of marginal revenue. Just remember that. I will explain the economic reasoning behind it, but this is the mathematical part. So this is your first technical note. After that, write down the second technical note before starting. ठीक है, so this revenue meaning is clear. Price into quantity, total cost is cost of production here. And when you differentiate total, you get marginal. When you differentiate total cost, you get marginal cost. And marginal means addition to total. So marginal cost is addition to total cost. Marginal revenue is addition to total revenue. Now, the second one, note number 2. Profit is a revenue minus cost. A revenue is price into quantity, and for price you can always write average revenue because price is always equal to average revenue. I will explain that. Right side यहाँ लिख सकते हैं. Total revenue is a price multiplied by quantity. When you calculate average, then total is divided with quantity. Average means per unit. So total is price into quantity. If you divide it by quantity, quantity will cancel out. So average is always equal to price. Average revenue is always equal to price. Remember that in any market, in all form of market, average revenue is equal to price. So in place of AR, you can always write P because price itself is average revenue. So just like average revenue multiplied by quantity gives you total revenue, similarly average cost multiplied by quantity will give you total cost. Average revenue multiplied by quantity will give you total cost. So profit is, if you take that quantity common, it is quantity into AR minus AC. Clear? Now, from where you will get this quantity? You have to know that quantity. So this quantity you will calculate by equating MR with MC. By equating marginal revenue with marginal cost, you get profit maximizing output. So that profit maximizing quantity. But the term in bracket can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be 0. So there are 3 possibilities. First, if average revenue is equal to average cost, ये number 0 हो गया, that is 0 profit. So no profit, no loss. No profit, no loss is a break even. So this is a break even point. But in break even, it is said that firm earn normal profit because normal profit is part of cost. If you cover your cost, it means you are earning the normal profit. But how normal profit is part of cost, you can understand it best by a simple example. Cost of production actually means payment to factor of production. So in order to produce any product, if you are using labor, land, capital, entrepreneur, then to labor you will be paying wages. Example के लिए let us say 50. To land you are paying rent, say 50. To capital you are paying interest. To entrepreneur you pay profit. So if I add all, 200 will become the total cost. If my revenue is also 200, then you can say that there is no profit. But no profit include this 50 profit. That was the normal rate of return to the entrepreneur. But if the revenue will be more than 200, then additional revenue will be retained by the entrepreneur because entrepreneur is organizing the production process. So if revenue is more than cost, then firm will earn profit more than normal, then it will be super normal profit. So if AR is equal to AC, it is called break even, no profit, no loss, which means there is normal profit. If average revenue is greater than average cost, then it is a super normal profit. You can call it abnormal profit, you can call it excess profit as well. Third condition is important. If average revenue is less than average cost, then this value will become negative. If average revenue is less than average cost, ये number negative हो गया, मतलब negative profit means loss. then it implies loss. So the question is, if there is loss, what firm will do? In loss, two things can happen. Firm may continue to operate or firm may shut down. Firm may continue to operate despite loss or firm may shut down. But when firm will continue to operate despite loss? Firm will continue to operate despite loss provided firm is able to cover its variable cost. If you are getting more than variable cost, it is better to continue, because you are getting your variable cost more than that, means you are covering part of the fixed cost also. If you close down the production, you will lose entire fixed cost. So in loss, firm may continue to operate if price is greater than average variable cost. Price means AR. Or firm may shut down if price is less than average variable cost. If price is less than average variable cost, firm will shut down, and if price is greater than ABC, then despite loss, firm will continue. And the easiest way to remember it is this: firm will operate if firm is having operating profit, and operating profit means TR minus TVC. When you write profit, it is TR minus total cost. When it is operating profit, it is total revenue minus total variable cost. So firm will operate if firm is having operating profit. So if operating profit is positive, then it requires that TR must be greater than TVC. Total revenue must be more than total variable cost. Then it is operating profit, otherwise there will be operating loss. So if there is operating loss, that means if you operate, there will be loss. So better not to operate. If you divide both sides with quantity, what you will get? TR by quantity is price. TR by quantity is price. And TVC by quantity is ABC. So P greater than ABC, price greater than average cost. Price greater than average cost means that there is operating profit. So if price is greater than ABC, firm is having operating profit. If price is less than average variable cost, there is operating loss. So P less than ABC may shut down हो जाएगा. There will be no production. P greater than ABC, firm will continue despite loss. So what is exactly shutdown point? Shutdown point is price equal to ABC. But ABC is not a unique number. Average variable cost is basically U-shaped. So at every point variable cost is different. So which point is shut down? The minimum one. So P equal to minimum of ABC is shutdown point. Price equal to minimum of average variable cost will be the shutdown point. Clear? So any price lower than minimum of ABC, there will be no production. So in that case, quantity will be equal to 0, because firm has decided to shut down the production. So remember ये जो point आप लिख रहे हैं, it will be applicable for all markets. So when you read oligopoly or monopolistic or perfect competition or monopoly, you have to apply this concept in any form of market structure. So if price greater than, if AR equal to AC, firm will be having a normal profit. If AR is greater than AC, supernormal profit. The only point where you have to think whether firm will operate or not is in the case of loss, because in the case of loss, the firm may decide to operate or firm may close down. Clear? So these two technical points is key to understand the market structure. So I assume that you do not know, or most of the book also assume that you have that background. So assuming that you don't have that background, I explain the two requirement which is needed for to understand the first lecture. Now we can start with market form, and the first market form is perfect competition. I think although it is not mentioned in syllabus, but since there are questions, I will be showing those questions. Before starting this part, just remember what are the main features, not all, the main one. And first is a large number of sellers, that is firms. That means we are taking a market where there are many firms, there are a large number of firms. So when I use the word market, And when I write firm, firm means we are referring to one individual firm, and market is basically this entire. So if there are large number of firm, it means one single firm do not have any control over price. So in that way, firm act as a price taker. It accept the price which is determined by the market. But how market will decide price? Market will decide price based upon the market forces. Market forces means supply and demand forces. So their intersection determine the price. Suppose I say this price is 10. So market price is 10. Now that market price of 10 is given for this firm. So price will remain 10 whether this firm is selling one quantity or two quantity or three quantity or any quantity. So at same price firm can sell as much quantity as it can. Now you know price into quantity is total revenue. So 10 into 1, 10 into 2, 10 into 3. And what is the meaning of marginal? Margin means additional. So addition to revenue, addition to revenue. So at every stage addition to revenue is 10. So you can note one thing, this price and marginal revenue is same. So under perfect competition, price is always equal to marginal revenue. So whatever be the price determined by market will also be marginal revenue line. Since price is constant, so marginal revenue is also constant. So under perfect competition, large number of seller implies that one single seller cannot affect the market price. Since it cannot affect the market price, so it is behaving as a price taker, and price taker means at any given market price firm can sell as much quantity as it can. So at this stage no one is asking you what are the features of perfect competition, just आपको किसी particular feature का implication क्या होगा वो पता रखना चाहिए. What are the implication of that feature? So what is the implication of large number of seller? You can note it down. It implies that a single seller cannot affect market price. A single seller cannot affect market price, and firm act as price taker. Underline the word, firm act as price taker. Also price is equal to marginal revenue, P equal to MR. Price is equal to marginal revenue. Price is equal to marginal revenue. Clear? The second property or feature of this market is that firms are producing homogeneous product. So there are many firms in market, but all firms are producing same product. Same means identical in all respect. Consumer cannot differentiate between the product produced by one firm and the other firm. Usually how we differentiate product produced by one firm with the other firm? By the brand name also. पेन डिफरेंट है, इसका कलर डिफरेंट है, ब्रांड नेम डिफरेंट है, तो वो डिफरेंशिएटेड प्रोडक्ट हो गया. We are assuming a hypothetical market here where there are many firms and all firms are producing same product, identical in all respect. Certainly such type of product does not exist. That is why perfect competition market does not exist. It is basically a myth. Perfect competition does not exist. Competition exists, but the competition is never perfect. So perfect competition market is myth because it is based upon this assumption. But you will say why we are studying it? We are just studying this market because this is supposed to be the ideal form of market. So if it would be the case that there are many firms producing identical product, then what will be the price? Then only we can judge if they are not producing the same product, if they are producing differentiated product, then how that decision will deviate from the ideal. So utility of this concept is that there are basically two markets, one is perfect, other is imperfect. Imperfection may be oligopoly, imperfection may be monopolistic. So how much is the imperfection in market, you will get to know only when you compare it with the reference, that is perfect competition. So we are assuming that all firms here are producing homogeneous product. And third key feature is that this market is having free entry and exit. That means firms can enter into the market, firms can leave this market. So any market which is characterized by this feature implies that in long run there will be only normal profit. Any market, remember, which is characterized by free entry and exit imply that in long run firms will have only normal profit, and you know when there is normal profit. Normal profit require that price must be equal to AC. So you can say if price is not equal to AC, then what will happen? Suppose P is greater than AC. So if P is greater than AC, it means supernormal profit. So new firms will enter into the market, number of firms will increase. When more firms will be there in market, market supply curve will shift to the right. As it will shift to the right, price will decline. So price will continue to decline so that it becomes equal to AC. And if price is less and average cost is more, then exit will occur. With exit, supply curve will shift to the left, price will increase. So price will continue to increase so that it becomes equal to average cost. So any market which is characterized by free entry and exit will lead to normal profit in the long run. Clear? These are the three key features that will be used to understand the concept of market. There are other features like perfect knowledge hona chahiye, perfect information of with buyer and seller about the product and its quality. So there are other features as well, but these are the key features. With that feature we can explain the price output determination part. Okay? So now we can say that with this understanding we can answer or start with the first question. So one question has been asked, I will be referring to that question once I will be through with the concept. So you can write this heading: price output determination. Under perfect competition. Price output determination under perfect competition. Now, price and output determination under perfect competition, we have to take two different approach. One is total revenue and total cost approach. And the second approach is marginal revenue and marginal cost approach. So firm will always produce that much output where its profit get maximized, we know that. But how to define profit? It is difference between revenue and cost. So the quantity where this gap between revenue and cost is maximized will be the profit maximizing quantity. So if you take that approach, you have to draw a revenue line and cost line. A revenue, I said it is price multiplied by quantity, but since it is perfect competition, in the perfect competition for a firm, because you are drawing it for one particular firm is a price taker, so that firm will have a given price. So say 10 into 1, then 10 into 2, then 10 into 3. So if you write here quantity and here you will write total revenue, the line will become straight. For every additional quantity 10 rupees will be added. So total revenue line will be a straight line. Remember, this line is not always straight. It is straight because price is constant here. So this will be the revenue line under perfect competition. And what will be the cost line? Cost will include fixed costs and variable cost both. Fixed means Even when quantity is 0, there will be some fixed cost. So you add that fixed cost here. As quantity will increase, variable cost will increase, and variable cost curve is a inverted S in shape. So this is the total cost including fixed cost and variable cost. ओनली वेरिएबल अगर ड्रॉ करते तो ओरिजिन से ड्रॉ करते, यहाँ से स्टार्ट किया मतलब फिक्स कॉस्ट हमने ऐड कर लिया. नाउ द गैप बिटवीन टी आर एंड टी सी हैज़ टू बी मैक्सिमाइज. सो द गैप इज मैक्सिमाइज हियर, vertical distance. So this is the quantity where profit is maximized. To the at this point TR equal to TC, so no profit no loss. Here also to the left TC is above, so there is loss. So here the gap is maximized. But we also know that when profit is maximized, the marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So graphically, if you draw tangency, देखिए जो टोटल रेवेन्यू लाइन है दैट लाइन इज स्ट्रेट, सो इट्स स्लोप इज कांस्टेंट एंड स्लोप ऑफ टी आर इज एम आर. सो स्लोप ऑफ दिस टी आर इज एम आर. दिस टोटल कॉस्ट लाइन इज नॉट लीनियर. सो इफ यू वांट टू गेट स्लोप एट दिस पॉइंट, you have to draw tangency at that point. That tangency will be straight, so slope at every point will be same. So slope at this point will be equal to slope of this tangency. But you will find that the slope of this tangency and slope of TR both are parallel line. That means their slope is same, which means MR equal to MC here. So although we are not drawing MR and MC in graph here, but we can say that MR is equal to MC at this point. So in that way it is profit maximizing quantity. Now since total revenue is more and total cost is less, so this is the diagram for supernormal profit. ये supernormal profit के लिए diagram है. In TR and TC approach, but firm may sometimes may be incurring loss, or there could be normal profit also. और लॉस में कब प्रोडक्शन होता है और कब शट डाउन होता है, दैट कंडीशन यू नो. सो देर आर डिफरेंट पॉसिबिलिटीज. फॉर मे हैव नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट, मे हैव सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट, मे हैव लॉस, मे बी शटिंग डाउन. सो दिस इज वन केस वेयर फर्म इज हैविंग प्रॉफिट. देर could be another case when there is when there is normal profit, or the third case when there is loss. You can now relate it with the question. Before drawing that next diagram, just see one question. You will find it in market structure topic. ठीक है, मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर वाले टॉपिक वाइज क्वेश्चन में होगा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 22 2015 का क्वेश्चन है. आई थिंक इट इज 22. Just read that question. It says under perfect competition. So perfect competition is given. Under perfect competition in short run, find out graphically without using average cost curve. So you don't have to use average cost curve. The condition in equilibrium for existence of normal profit, supernormal profit and loss. Normal profit one case, supernormal profit second case, and the third condition of loss. Graphically show करना है under perfect competition in short run without using average cost curve. You don't have to use average line. Since you don't have to use average line, you are left with only one choice: draw the total revenue and total cost line. So by using total revenue and total cost, you have to show three conditions graphically: normal profit, supernormal and loss. Supernormal profit is this one. Supernormal profit के लिए condition ये हो गया, because TR is greater than TC here. Clear? So you can use it as diagram number 1. So draw it clearly. I will explain all three cases, but how you will write it in the form of answer. For that purpose, just write one paragraph initially. Under perfect competition, because you have to present it in answer format. Under perfect competition, the firm is in equilibrium. The firm is in equilibrium when it maximizes its own profit The firm is in equilibrium when it maximizes its own profit which is defined as difference between TR and TC, which is defined as difference between TR and TC. So pi is TR minus TC. So given that normal rate of return is a normal profit कह रहा है, given that normal rate of return is included, normal rate of return is included in total cost of firm, normal rate of return is included in total cost of firm, after comma profit is above the normal rate of return, profit is above the normal rate of return. तो usual sense में जब हम profit word use करते हैं, we are actually referring to that supernormal profit. Profit is above the normal rate of return. Next paragraph. Equilibrium of a perfectly competitive firm, equilibrium of perfectly competitive firm may be shown graphically, in two different ways or in two different approach, by two different approach. First TR and TC approach, second MR and NC approach. TR and TC approach and MR and NC approach. Although here we are explaining first TR and TC approach. Next paragraph. The total revenue curve is straight line. Remember, you have to explain that. Marking will be based upon the logic. Just don't leave by drawing the diagram and writing as SNP. That will not fetch you marks. You have to draw the diagram clearly, but you have to explain why you have drawn this as a straight line, why it is inverted S in shape. Give a reason. The total revenue curve is straight line through origin, showing that price is constant, at all levels of output. Price is constant at all levels of output. Full stop. The firm is price taker, and it can sell any amount of output at current market price. It can sell any amount of output at current market price. Full stop. The slope of total revenue is marginal revenue. Slope of this line. The slope of total revenue is marginal revenue, and it is constant and equal to existing market price. Constant and equal to existing market price. मतलब P equal to MR है. Next paragraph. The total cost curve is inverted S in shape. Total cost curve is inverted S in shape due to law of diminishing return. Just give that reason. When we will be studying production and cost topic, you will get to know why this is the shape. The total cost curve is inverted S in shape due to law of diminishing return. Remember, I have uploaded few classes in the foundation batch section. Those students who do not have any knowledge about the production or cost or elasticity, they can refer to those lectures. 5-7 lectures are uploaded there in the foundation batch. So you may ask for that foundation batch. It is complimentary, you don't need to pay for foundation batch. But if you have any background of economics at any stage, if you have read economics, then no need to see those lectures. It is just elementary information. So here it is not required. Just you have to write one line that total cost is inverted S in shape due to law of diminishing return. That is enough. Continue with this. The firm maximizes profit. When distance between TR and TC, distance between total revenue and total cost is maximized. So distance is maximized here, is maximized, full stop, at any other level of output. at any other level of output, profit is not maximized. Profit is not maximized. First of, since difference between TR and TC is positive, difference between TR and TC is positive, so firm is earning supernormal profit. Firm is earning supernormal profit. And in bracket shown in diagram 1. So you are, when you are writing answer, explain that paragraph first which has been dictated, and then draw this diagram. Then again start with a paragraph and then draw the case of loss, and then third one for the normal profit, because 3 condition you have to show. So this is your first condition. Next paragraph, draw it clearly, use always scale. ठीक है, रफ में या डिसप्रपोर्शनेट शो ड्रॉ नहीं करना. Maintain your register properly, use always scale while drawing diagram. Next paragraph, however in short run, because question was referring to that short run, under perfect competition in short run. Short run means there are some fixed costs, there are some constraint. Long run means there is no fixed cost, everything is variable. Next paragraph, however in short run there could be loss for competitive firm. There could be loss for competitive firm when total cost is greater than total revenue. When total cost is greater than total revenue. However, firm may continue to operate. Firm may continue to operate despite loss. Firm may continue to operate despite loss if total revenue is greater than total variable cost. If total revenue is greater than total variable cost. Because in that case, firm will get operating profit. In that case, firm will get operating profit. So total revenue less than TC, but it had to be greater than TVC. Now you have to show this graphically. Mark the excess here, quantity you write here, you can write total revenue and total cost as well as total variable cost. Draw TR line straight under perfect competition. You have to show total cost above it. Total cost will have fixed cost above it, so entirely it will be above, inverted S. The distance between TC and TR has to be minimized. If you have profit, you maximize it. If there is loss, you minimize it. So the gap is minimized here. So this will be the profit maximizing quantity, but here it is loss condition. Again, if you draw tangency, the line will be parallel to the TR line. But TVC has to be lower. When you draw total variable cost, you start with origin and it will be shown parallel to the total cost line. Total variable cost, that means you are showing in this way. One is the total variable cost curve. When you add fixed costs, this will be the total cost. So this gap will remain same everywhere. Clear? So if I mark here A to B, then the loss will be distance A to B. But despite loss, firm is operating because firm is having operating profit. So operating profit is this distance B to C. ठीक है, use it as a diagram 2. ठीक है, clearly mention कीजिएगा which area, which distance is profit, operating profit, and which distance is loss. Whenever you show loss, you have to be careful. You have to show that firm is operating. If this total variable cost is also above the TR, then there will be no production. Firm will shut down. So you are showing that there is loss, but despite loss firm is operating. Diagram 2 in bracket, and show it. And then draw the third condition. After this, next paragraph, and third situation. In short run, competitive firm may earn only normal profit. May earn only normal profit when total revenue is equal to total cost. Total revenue is equal to total cost. So total revenue line, for profit you draw total cost curve below. In the case of loss you draw it above. For normal profit it will be just tangent. So this point will be the profit maximizing quantity. Diagram number 3. Done. So that question actually require all three graph. Use short paragraph. I think it was in compulsory question, 10 marks. So if you are able to write it properly, explain all the reason, explain and draw the diagram clearly, then in these type of question you can expect 7 out of 10. Usually highest score revolves around 70% maximum. So maybe more, but usually you can expect that 2/3 is good enough. Any, if you are writing a perfect answer, ideal answer, expect 60 to 70 in between, not more than that. Okay, so in this type of question you can expect more scores. So this was the question of 2015, and the same question was asked in economic service paper. You will find same question word to word, no difference. So the question bank you can refer always. For optional you can refer to that economic service, and economic service you can refer to optional paper. But in economic service you may also find some numerical based question, but relevant जो अपने काम के हैं. So when I will be asking question in test series, I will be referring to economic service question paper as well. So this is the common question. So based upon this class you can answer this question 1. You can answer one more question, but for that question, before answering that question, we are left with one more approach. Remember one more thing. Suppose if I just modify this question and in place of perfect competition I write monopoly. ये same question फिर monopoly में भी discuss करेंगे. When monopoly chapter will start, the differentiating factor will be that the total revenue curve will be different. It will not be a straight line in monopoly. Under perfect competition it was straight line, but in monopoly it will be different. So when I will start the monopoly chapter, I will ask this question again with this modification. Now the second approach is a marginal cost marginal revenue approach, MRNMC. So price output determination, one was TR and TC, second is MRNMC approach. Marginal revenue and marginal cost approach. Now same thing we are explaining in by using now MRNMC. So I draw the market diagram, and for firm, prices are determined in market by market force of demand and supply. That one firm or individual firm, which is a representative firm, will accept the price, and price itself is MR. Previously it was total cost line, now it is average one. So if I draw the average cost curve, it will be U shape and marginal cost, but that average cost line may be drawn above, may be drawn below, may be tangent also. Accordingly यहाँ भी 3 केस बन जाएंगे. There will be 3 different cases, and marginal cost will be always passing through that minimum point of average cost. Remember, you have to remember that condition. that is MR must be equal to MC and slope of MC must be greater than slope of MR. MR equal to MC means the point of intersection, so just mark that point. MC MR intersection point, so this is the point of profit maximizing quantity. So this much quantity will be produced and price is this. So total revenue will be this area of this rectangle. If I mark here this M, then it is area OPMQ. And what will be total cost? For total cost, this is the quantity, and for every quantity this is the average cost. So if I mark here N and S, then it will be average cost multiplied by quantity. So this smaller rectangle, area OSNQ. So revenue minus cost will be profit. So this area represent super normal profit. So this is first diagram under this approach. प्रीवियसली जो अप्रोच फॉलो किया उसके अंदर 3 डायग्राम ड्रॉ किए. इस अप्रोच से अगर पूछा जाए अकॉर्डिंग टू बाय यूजिंग एवरेज, तो बाय यूजिंग एवरेज यू आर यूजिंग योर एवरेज कॉस्ट का, you can show the profit area. So marginal revenue marginal cost approach is using the concept of average. Initially when I explained that technical note, it just gave you that mathematical reason. Now what is the economic reasoning behind equality of MR and MC? The concept of marginal revenue say that it is addition to revenue due to one additional quantity, and marginal cost means addition to cost due to additional quantity. So whether a firm want to produce that additional quantity or not depends upon that. For example, suppose firm wants to produce this one additional pen. By producing one additional pen, there will be some addition to cost, that is marginal cost. Addition to revenue will be referred as marginal revenue. But if addition to revenue is more than addition to cost, it means there is some addition to profit. So your profit is increasing. So it is better to produce that quantity. So if MR is greater than MC, firm will continue to produce more quantity. But if addition to cost is more and addition to revenue is less, it is unprofitable to produce that quantity. In that case, firm will reduce the quantity. So this quantity will keep on changing till MR becomes equal to MC. So this is the economic reasoning behind that equation. So marginal revenue equal to marginal cost is needed in order to ensure maximum profit. So explain with that concept first and then draw the diagram. Clear? So next paragraph for this approach. The marginal revenue and marginal cost approach. Marginal revenue and marginal cost approach requires that following two conditions must be satisfied. Following two conditions must be satisfied. Number 1, MR equal to MC, and second, slope of MC is greater than slope of MR. Slope of MC is greater than slope of MR. Next paragraph. The equality of MR and MC is required because if they are not equal, then firm will continue to change its output. For example, you can explain one. If MR is greater than MC, then it means that by producing an extra unit, firm will add more to total revenue than to total cost. Firm will add more to total revenue than to total cost. Therefore it is profitable for firm to produce more quantity. It is profitable for firm to produce more quantity. So since at profit maximizing quantity, price is greater than average cost. Price is this, average cost is lower. Price is greater than average cost, so firm is earning supernormal profit. Firm is earning supernormal profit. In bracket diagram पर now. Second approach के अंदर first diagram. Next paragraph. However, in short run, there could be loss for firm. But firm will continue to operate despite loss. Firm will continue to operate despite loss. If price is greater than average variable cost. Underline that. If price is greater than average variable cost. रिमेंबर आपको ये सब की सेंटेंसेस हैं, लिखने पड़ेंगे वहाँ पे. ओनली देन यू विल स्कोर. मतलब डायग्राम के साथ वो रीजनिंग देनी इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्राइस इज ग्रेटर देन एवरेज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. In that way, firm is having operating profit. Now show it graphically. Market demand and supply. Price is determined by market. For firm, price is constant. Remember, in the case of loss, total revenue is less than TC but greater than TVC. ऐसे अगर आप क्वांटिटी से डिवाइड कर लो, TR by क्वांटिटी प्राइस हो जाएगा. This will become average cost and this is average variable cost. So you have to show this case. Clear? So average cost greater than AC. So greater than AC. कहीं भी ड्रॉ करना है इसे. But variable cost lower than ABC. Variable cost you have to draw it lower and the gap will narrow down, because this gap is average fixed cost which will keep on declining as firm will produce more and more quantity. And from the minimum point of both you will draw the marginal cost. But before marking any point, just recall the condition. Profit maximizing condition require MR equal to MC. So MR equal to MC point is this. So this is the equilibrium quantity. For this quantity, price is given. So this area is revenue area, but average cost is higher. So if you multiply average cost with quantity, the larger rectangle will be the area of cost. Cost is more, revenue is less. So this will be the area of loss. But why firm is operating? Firm is operating because firm is having operating profit, and that operating profit is price minus average variable cost. So price is more, variable cost is less. So this unshaded or this dotted one, this is operating profit area. So now from here you can understand that if this variable cost curve shifts up or price is lower, so if this variable cost will shift up, the profit of operating profit area will get reduced. So long as there is operating profit, firm will operate, but if there is no operating profit, firm will shut down. So if there is a situation where average variable cost is just tangent on that price line rather than below, it is just tangent, then that price will be referred as a shutdown price. So shutdown price is equal to minimum of ABC. It will be tangent only when it is just like this. ABC अगर ये point पे आ रहा है, then this will be referred as shutdown price. So since it is lower, firm will operate. If it is above, firm will not operate. Clear? So this is a second diagram, repainting loss. And for normal profit, what you will do? For supernormal profit, average costs were lower. For loss, it is above. So for normal profit, it will be just tangent. Clear? You can draw that line for normal profit. You can add that one paragraph last. In the case of normal profit, price is equal to average cost. Price is equal to average cost. So just draw a tangency, and from minimum point you will draw MC line. So in the case of normal profit, you don't show any area because it is part of that cost. So this is third diagram for normal profit. Clear? तो rather than total approach, अगर marginal cost approach से पूछा जाए, then use three diagram. Clear? Now one more question has been asked from perfect competition section in 2019 paper, last year के paper, last to last year. Now we can answer that, but for that purpose just make next heading for this class, which is marginal cost curve is supply curve of competitive firm in short run. मतलब फर्म का सप्लाई कर्व एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं शॉर्ट रन में, which is marginal cost curve. But why marginal cost curve is supply curve of competitive firm in short run, we have to explain. Two things are important here. You are using the word short run, so it means there will be fixed cost. Entry and exit is not allowed. Entry and exit is basically a feature of long run. We are referring to competitive firm, so firm will be a price taker. We have to draw supply curve. So supply curve is expected to explain relation between price and quantity. So if I can mark a point that at price P1 quantity supplied is Q1, so you can mark it in the space of P and Q. At price P2 quantity supplied is Q2. So if there are such points, then by plotting those or connecting those points, you can say that okay, this is the supply curve. Now why marginal cost curve is said to be the supply curve, we have to explain that. First understand it in graphically. This is diagram for market, or you can call it industry. This is diagram for firm, and use third diagram also for firm. Suppose demand function curve is here and supply curve is placed here. Arbitrarily draw करना कहीं भी. Mark this price as P3. Now whatever be the price, firm will accept that price and MR will be equal to that. Draw average cost line anywhere. Draw average variable cost line below that, and MC passing through the minimum point of both. And always apply profit maximizing condition, because firm will always produce how much quantity. Firm will always produce that much quantity where its own profit get maximized, and the quantity produced will be supplied. So for profit maximization, MR equal to MC is needed. So mark the intersection point of MR and MC. Say I mark it as E3. So this will be the quantity produced and supplied in the market, and firm is having supernormal profit because price is greater than average cost, so there is no issue with the firm. So we can say that at price P3, firm is supplying quantity Q3. You mark this point is corresponding here. Now if supply curve was not placed here, for example, if supply curve is placed here, suppose S2, then price would have been lower. Try to mark this point P2 such that this P2 is passing through or between average cost and average value cost deliberately, because we have to show one particular point here. Now if price is P2, then marginal revenue line is lower, but the condition will remain same. You need MR equal to MC. MR equal to MC is now satisfied here, which means firm is now producing quantity Q2. Question is whether firm is having profit or not. You will say price is less, average cost is more, so there is loss. But despite loss, firm will operate because price is more, variable cost is less. जो concept पढ़ रहे थे उसको apply करना है. Price is more, average variable cost less, so despite loss, firm will operate because firm is having operating profit. So at price P2, firm is producing quantity Q2. This is A2 point corresponds here. But if price reduces further, and suppose it is equal to the minimum of ABC, like P1. Now if it has reduced till the minimum point of ABC, then firm is indifferent between producing and not producing, because in that case even operating profit has reduced to 0. So at price P1, firm may supply this quantity Q1, may not supply. May not supply means quantity is 0, so 0 will be here, quantity will be 0. But certainly at any price lower than P1 there will be no supply, because there will be operating loss. So any price lower than P1 there will be no supply. So supply curve will not exist below P1. And what is that P1? P1 is shutdown price. So if you have to plot supply curve, you can say that at price P3 quantity supplied is Q3, at price P2 quantity supplied is Q2, at price P1 quantity supplied is Q1, but at price below P1 there will be no supply. So supply curve will not exist below P1. So you can join only these 3 points, only these points. But if you join E1, E2 and E3, it is coinciding with marginal cost curve. Therefore marginal cost curve is said to be the supply curve, but it is not the entire marginal cost curve. Marginal cost curve is supply curve, but it is not the entire marginal cost curve. It is only that part of marginal cost curve which is above the average variable cost. Only that part of MC which lies above ABC. This section is not part of supply curve. So marginal cost curve is supply curve, but only that part of marginal cost curve which is lying above the average variable cost curve. Clear? So when you draw supply curve, you write that price is equal to marginal cost. Supply curve का equation basically लिखना होगा तो P equal to MC लिख देंगे. But P equal to MC, and that will be applicable for only those prices which is above the minimum of ABC, not below, because there will be no production if price is lower than the minimum of ABC. So you have to explain this part. So this is the marginal cost line which is called as the supply curve. So we are expected to explain this, and then based upon that you have to answer this question, second question for this class. This was asked in 2019 that under competition, मतलब perfect competition, the cost function is given. Cost का equation है y square plus 1, y is output here. So this y square becomes variable cost, one constant number हो गया, that is fixed cost. Derive the inverse supply curve and show how supply curve looks like. That means you have to write the equation for supply curve and then draw it graphically how it looks like. But even when you answer this question, you must know that means the question, this question requires that you must know that which curve is supply curve. From total cost I will calculate marginal cost, and I know that marginal cost curve is the supply curve. So even when you are answering this question, you are expected to answer this part first analytically and then according to the equation. So answer this part first. दिस इज क्लियर. ये पार्ट आपको अगर इसके नीचे दिखाना है तो इससे वाई एक्सेस से कॉन्साइड करना है. यू हैव टू कॉन्साइड इट हियर बिकॉज दिस लाइन मीन्स क्वांटिटी इज 0 at any price lower than P1, quantity supplied is 0. So supply curve is coinciding with the vertical axis. Write it down. Supply curve explains relationship between Supply curve explains relationship between price and quantity supplied. Supply curve explains relationship between price and quantity supplied. Full stop. For a competitive firm in short run, for a competitive firm in short run, marginal cost curve is supply curve. Marginal cost curve is supply curve, but it is not the entire marginal cost curve. Underline that. It is not the entire marginal cost curve. In fact, it is only that part of marginal cost curve. In fact, it is only that part of marginal cost curve that lies above average variable cost curve. Underline this as well. It is only that part of marginal cost curve which lies above average variable cost curve. Full stop. This is because when MC is less than ABC, that means for this range, this one, where MC is lower than ABC, because when MC is less than ABC, then equating price with marginal cost implies that price is less than average variable cost, imply that price is less than ABC. If you are equating P with MC, but MC is lower than ABC, which means price will become lower than ABC, imply that price is less than ABC, which means that there is operating loss, and firm will not produce output, as a result quantity supplied will be zero. First up, therefore only that part of marginal cost curve which is above ABC is supply curve of firm. Clear? Now you can attempt this question of 2019. Read question again. Under competition, cost function is cost equal to y square plus 1, where y is output. You can write it by q के term में भी ले सकते हैं. And derive the inverse supply curve and show how supply curve looks like. That means you have to plot it. I will explain what is the difference between just supply curve and writing inverse supply curve. So this question says total cost is equal to y square plus 1. Remember, this is your variable cost, this is your fixed cost. तो constant number है, fixed cost हो गया. From this you can calculate marginal cost. Marginal cost means change in total cost due to change in quantity. So you differentiate this function with respect to quantity, that is y. So this constant term derivative will be 0. अगर basic differentiation नहीं भी पता है तो भी कोई ज़्यादा problem नहीं है. There are not many questions and you just require that elementary. Differentiation of this constant term will be 0, and when you differentiate y square, पावर से मल्टीप्लाई किया और पावर से 1 माइनस कर दीजिए. बेसिक डिफ्रेंसिएशन को जस्ट यूज़ कर लीजिए. ठीक है, उससे ज़्यादा रिक्वायर्ड के नहीं होगा. तो मार्जिनल कॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू 2y. यू गेट दैट पॉइंट. दिस इज कॉन्स्टेंट नंबर 1, सो इट्स डिफ्रेंसिएशन इज 0. y स्क्वायर डिफ्रेंसिएशन इज पावर से मल्टीप्लाई किया और पावर से 1 माइनस कर दिया. सो 2 माइनस 1 1 पावर हो गया. And you know that supply curve means price is equal to marginal cost. So you write P equal to, in place of this marginal cost you write 2y. Clear? Now you plot it graphically. Right here y and here P and y. Y is output. You can show it in terms of table also, output and price. So if you write output as 1, price will be 2. If you write here 1, P will be 2. If you write here 2, it will be 4. If it is 3, it will be 6. So when you plot it, when you write output as 1, you have to mark price as 2, 1 point. When you write output as 2, price will be 4, that will be the second point. It will be in fact a straight line. So this is your supply curve, double S for supply curve. Supply curve is marginal cost curve. But I said supply, that part of MC which is above the average variable cost. Now question, what is average variable cost here? This total cost which is y square plus 1, this y square is variable cost and this is your fixed cost. So if you want average variable cost, then total variable cost divided by output. So it is y square upon y, that is y, average variable cost will be y. So output अगर 1 होगा तो variable cost भी 1, output 2 variable cost 2. So output 1 variable cost 1, output 2 variable cost 2. That will be average variable cost curve. So entire marginal cost curve is lying above the average variable cost curve. So no problem. Marginal cost has to be greater. So in this case, entire marginal cost curve is lying above the average variable cost curve. So this entire curve is the supply curve. Then it says write the inverse supply curve. This itself is inverse supply curve. Price as a function of quantity is inverse supply curve. Quantity as a function of price, that is direct supply curve. So you can write the same equation as, if I write it as y equal to, so y equal to what? P upon 2. This is your direct supply curve and this itself is inverse. Clear? तो आपको कुछ करना नहीं है, बस वो inverse supply curve already you have drawn it. So in that question of 2019, what was needed, that you write that first paragraph, but the reason why marginal cost curve is said to be the supply curve. Then use this equation. You know that marginal cost curve is supply curve. You use this cost curve to calculate marginal cost curve and then write marginal cost curve and then write P equal to MC, P equal to 2y and then plot it graphically. Supply curve looks like this. Again in this type of question, 6.5 or 7 you can score. So you can score more by choosing these type of questions. It was not requiring it. We can't say that it was a numerical question. It just require an understanding that you know that marginal cost curve is the supply curve of firm under perfect competition. Clear? So these type of applied questions, 1 or 2 questions will be there. I will be taking up all those questions, whether it is numerical or not numerical. Many solution will be there, many model answer will be there over a period of time. So based upon this class you answered 2 questions, one of 2019 and another of 2015, question number 4 and question number 22. ठीक है, एक सेपरेट स्पायरल में उसको मेंटेन करते रहेंगे so that you know how many question you have already written. Clear? So all test wise जब ये schedule होगा uploaded होंगे और when test will start, on that day it will be uploaded question paper. Model answer discussion will be uploaded in the subsequent week over a period of time, including both combination of test series. I think you will be getting model answer of around 400 question approximately. 400 question means around 800 pages वो model answer हो जाएंगे. So maintain a separate spiral. Read that question. It will help in revision because there will be many question and almost all question of previous year will be included there. The other sources will also be included there, like question from Indian Economy Service, question from state PCS, question from Delhi University examination. So there will be various sources for test paper and there will be new question as well. So I think in this first class it is good enough for this first class. We will be continuing with this perfect competition market. One more topic is there which is required. Remember what I am choosing to explain in the class is basically based upon what has been asked. In syllabus nowhere it is written that you have to explain perfect competition. In market it says monopolistic, oligopoly, duopoly. But since question has been asked from perfect competition, I am explaining that. Some question not asked from perfect competition but it is relevant, so I will be taking into account that also. So the syllabus part will be explained and the extra part will also be explained, and it will be explained as per the priority. So I have started with market structure because market structure has greater weightage in micro. 20 के पेपर में ओनली मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर के ही क्वेश्चन थे, माइक्रो वाले सेक्शन के अंदर वो भी 3 ओलिगोपोली के क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है. सो व्हेन ओलिगोपोली विल स्टार्ट आई विल कम बैक टू दिस क्वेश्चन ऑफ ओलिगोपोली. क्लियर? सो रिमेंबर दिस uploading of video, since batch is it Monday to Friday it will be uploaded. Since batch has started from 28th May and today is Friday, so your next video will be now uploaded from Monday. So expect 5 lectures every week. So it around 5 to 6 month time frame. So comfortably just note it down properly, maintain a separate spiral so that you don't have to refer to that book again, and maintain a separate spiral for writing answer. Clear? So I will continue with perfect competition topic, and with after that I will be continuing with oligopoly, then monopolistic, and then monopoly according to the priority. Clear? So thank you for this first class. We'll continue with second class on Monday. Thank you.